Well, welcome to the Top Gun Show. Today we have Barbara Porter. She's the Chief of Staff for TPX Communications. She works with the executive leadership team at TPX, responsible for enterprise program and strategic portfolio management planning. Barbara is experienced in setting up PMOs and corporate project prioritization and planning. Prior to her 12 years at TPX, she spent 14 years as a PMO consultant and formerly was a New Vox and New South Communications in similar capacities. We've got a chief of staff on the show. Barbara, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Steve.
Never had a chief of staff. This is pretty incredible. Okay.
Glad I could fill that gap.
There you check the box. Okay. First question. You've seen lots of changes at TPX during your 12 years here at TPX. However, nothing can compare to the last 6 months. During the last 6 months, Cirrus Capital purchased TPX. The world has been shut down due to COVID-19. Now we've got a new CEO. How have you kept your sanity?
So I have a very good, supportive friend that's really stepped it up over the last 6 months, and her name is Red Wine. So she's helped me a lot with my sanity. Honestly, I've worked from home for many years. So that, the COVID situation actually kept me from flying all the time and the craziness of travel. And my youngest is 19, so I don't have the young kids at home. So I'm not experiencing the COVID impacts like many others are. But when you talk about the last 6 months, yes, we've had a lot going on. And I really have focused on not the chaos of it or just the magnitude of it, but the excitement of it and where we're headed, and knowing that, we will get through this, and this great new place we're going to be, it just makes it all worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you said, I think it was last week on the executive leadership team call, that transformation takes a lot of work. Is it true that you're currently managing over 150 projects?
That is a true statement. So with our project management office, we usually average about 30 to 40 portfolio projects a year. That's enterprise level projects. And during an acquisition or integration, we'll maybe see that go up to 60 or 70. Yes, we have over 150. The transformation is truly that. It is, essentially reinventing ourselves and really being who we, believe and know that we can be. That requires a lot of work. And so what we have to do is really just make sure we're working on the right projects at the right time, manage those dependencies. We stub our toe every once in a while, and we just have to adjust. And so it's really one of those things where you look at, it's actually about 158 right now, and you look at them and go, there's nothing I would say don't do. They're all great things, but we've just got to figure out, just constantly manage to the impact of those changes and making sure we're making the right decisions at the right time.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot. So I know you were a huge fan of the interim CEO, Joe Cozzolino, who retains his position on the Cirrus Capital Board of Directors. Please talk about what you have seen already with our new CEO and why you're excited about our future.
I was a huge fan, still am, of Joe. Joe's one of those guys that you meet him the first time and you feel like you've known him for years. He's really great guy. And he did begin, as you've seen, to really, start to shift the culture in a different direction at TPX. But one thing that I think was really important to him was while guiding the executive team and the organization, not making some of those decisions that he wanted to leave for the new CEO coming in. He knew that there was going to be someone in place. So it's only been, we're 7 business days in, and Don's been incredible. He is creating, just in the first week, just, when you have 158 projects, creating focus. What are those top items we need to do as a company that are just critical for part of this, transformation? And so he's really creating that collaboration with the executive team and really all the organizations. And as you saw, we rolled out yesterday the Ask Don email. He's opened that up to the whole company. So I really am excited about where we're heading and having him, lead the ship.
Yeah, I'm connected with a lot of people on LinkedIn, and the press release went out last week, and I got inundated with people that have worked with Don at PGI or Shoretel or whatever. It's like, oh, Steve, you're going to love this guy. He's a great guy. He's a super leader. In fact, I'm reading one of the books he recommended on the call last week, Becoming a Person of Influence. He said he's read it a few times, and I'm reading that right now. So I'm hoping to influence people someday.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So second to last question. With all of your professional experience, what's the one thing that you want to tell business leaders to keep in mind?
For me, it is just around the positivity. When you're going through a very difficult, like we are right now, transition, the stress levels go up, people are frustrated. You really have to make sure that your team understands that you support them. And in order to really ensure that everybody is aligned to where you're headed, it's helping them understand where they're going. Don't just dictate direction. Help them understand why that direction. You can get people to follow you if they understand what they're a part of and not just given a task. So, hey, here's this bucket of water, go take it over there. People aren't real excited, but hey, this bucket of water is going to, give people water that haven't had it in months. Well, they're going to want to carry that bucket. If you give them a reason for the task, I really think everybody's going to get behind everything.
That's a great point. Now, Barbara, I know you're a big fan of the Top Gun show, and there are millions and millions of people watching this right now. So we always end the show with something personal, but not too personal. Why don't you tell the viewers a little known fact about yourself?
So I have watched your show, and I knew this was coming, and I don't know if I'm going to turn around and be embarrassed about this one, but I am the proud owner of 5 Buff Orpington chickens, and they're fabulous chickens. They actually can learn up to 100 words. We actually have a divided part of our yard that they live on, and I go out and greet them every morning and let them out of their coop and get fresh eggs. So no one would ever know that I am an owner of chickens, but I am.
Well, I mean, that's crazy cool, but how do you know they know 100 words?
Well, you'd be surprised when you become an owner of chickens and you start Googling different things about chickens. There is a world out there that I never knew about because we've only been owners for about the last little over a year. And one is that they can learn words. And they also, the Buff Orpington loves people. So every once in a while, I'll let them out of their run and let them kind of, graze because they eat the grubs out of your grass, which is good. And I know that my chickens understand get off the deck. They know what that means because they turn around and get off the deck. So I know that they're learning words. So it's amazing.
So that's 4 words. They've got 96 more.
I've got plenty more. Yeah. They also know treat, just like a dog would. So
that's great. And see, yet another benefit of watching the Top Gun show. So you've heard it here. Barbara, thank you so much for being a guest today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Steve. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and thanks for watching, everybody.